My wife gave me the ultimatum of either depositing my inheritance into our joint account or facing divorce. My uncle left me $95,000 when he passed. He practically raised me after my mom died, and in his will, he specifically wrote for Danny's future, not today's bills. My wife Jessica saw the amount, and her whole energy shifted. Suddenly, she's talking about finally getting that kitchen remodel, booking a trip to Greece, upgrading both our cars. I reminded her we agreed years ago to keep inheritances separate, just like we did when her aunt left her $30,000. She brushed that off. That was different. This is our chance to get ahead. I told her I was investing it for our kids' college fund, exactly what my uncle wanted. She lost it, started giving me the silent treatment, then crying sessions about how I don't see us as a team. Finally came the ultimatum. Joint account by Friday, or she's done. I called her bluff, told her if money matters more than respecting my uncle's wishes, then maybe we need that divorce. She moved to her sister's. But here's the thing. I got curious and checked our credit cards. She'd been secretly applying for new ones in both our names. 3 cards I never knew about, totaling $43,000 in debt, all spent on her business idea that never launched. I'm meeting with my lawyer tomorrow. She wanted access to my inheritance. Turns out she needed it to cover what she'd already stolen. The lawyer's office was downtown, a modest space that smelled like old books and coffee. Margaret Chen had been practicing family law for 23 years, and her reputation for being thorough was exactly what I needed. I brought every document I could find: bank statements, credit reports, the applications with forged signatures, and my uncle's will. She spread everything across her desk, her reading glasses perched on her nose as she examined each page. "This is fraud," she said flatly. "Your wife opened credit accounts using your information without consent. That's identity theft, even between spouses." My stomach turned. Hearing it said out loud made it real in a way it hadn't been before. This wasn't just a betrayal of trust. This was criminal. "The inheritance is protected," Margaret continued, "especially since you have documentation of your prior agreement about keeping inheritances separate, and particularly because of the specific language in your uncle's will. She has no legal claim to it." I felt relief wash over me, followed immediately by sadness. 10 years of marriage, 2 kids, and it had come to this. Sitting in a lawyer's office, discussing fraud charges against the woman I'd promised to love forever. "What about the debt?" I asked. "Am I responsible for what she spent?" Margaret leaned back in her chair. "That's more complicated. We'll need to prove you had no knowledge of these accounts and received no benefit from the spending. Walk me through what she claims she spent it on." I explained Jessica's business idea, a boutique clothing store she'd been planning for years. She'd taken some online courses, created mood boards, talked endlessly about it at dinner parties. I'd been supportive, or thought I had been, but she'd never shown me a business plan, never asked me to review anything official. Now I understood why. "Did she actually rent a space? Purchase inventory?" Margaret asked. "I don't know. She said she was in the planning phases." Margaret made a note. "We'll need to trace where that money actually went. If she can't produce receipts for legitimate business expenses, it strengthens your case that this was reckless spending she was trying to hide." Over the next hour, we built a strategy. File for divorce, document everything, protect the inheritance, and decide whether to press charges for the identity theft. That last part haunted me. Did I really want to see Jessica face criminal prosecution? What would that do to our kids? As if reading my mind, Margaret said, "You don't have to decide about pressing charges today, but you do need to protect yourself financially, immediately. Freeze your credit, close any joint accounts, document everything." I left her office as the sun was setting, the city lights beginning to flicker on. My phone buzzed. "Jessica, we need to talk. This is ridiculous. I'm your wife." I didn't respond. Instead, I drove to my uncle's grave, something I hadn't done since the funeral. Standing there in the fading light, I finally understood what he meant. Not today's bills. He'd known. Somehow he'd known I'd need protection, even from my own choices.